We have waited 3 long seasons to look at that image that's on screen right now. Welcome back to another episode of Project Tranmere. In this episode, we go through the off season and we get set up for our first season in League 1. The third tier of English football. We, of course, have won League 2. We have been promoted as champions, and I'm very intrigued to see how this episode goes. Although I will say, despite having the goalkeeper of the tournament, we don't have a single player in the team of the competition. Figure that one out. It takes forever for it to load. Just trust me on that one. It's going to be a busy episode as I have continued to chart everything out. We're going to be moving on from a lot of players here as we continue to look. You'll notice the mailbox. I've recalled everyone back from loan early as I try to establish what this roster is going to be, and that is in part due to the fact that our youth academy is still absolutely stacked, and we'll more than likely have to sign some guys or let players go from the academy in general to be able to get people on roster. There's just a lot that's going to change here, so I'm intrigued to see how it goes as you look at how we did, and granted the season's not over in terms of those goals, but let's go ahead. We'll get right down to business. We will move on. As far as training is concerned, it's a little bit of a interesting time right now for the club as, again, a lot of these guys are going to be moving on, so I don't exactly want to waste any points on players who might be leaving the team soon, as of course you look at this situation that will be changing very soon. So I think what I'm going to do, I might just focus on Eugenio Galliano or maybe some of the other youth academy talents for now, ones that have that extremely high potential rating, just to try and get them into a better spot in case we have to sign them, because I have everything, listed out on a Word document right now as far as who is staying, who is going, what our current depth chart is, and it is pretty ridiculous. Now, case in point here with some of these higher potential guys like Lund, if he could be signed, Budwani, Montadon, they could all be used if we were to sign them, but you look at Eugenio Galliano, he's at a dangerous point right now where if we don't give him some tender love and care, he's never going to make it. So I think for that reason, until this roster starts to take shape, I'm going to hold off a little bit. And this is mainly a concern about wanting to potentially sign him as well. But it's not as if he's going to be able to take up all 5 training spots anyway. But I think that's one of the main things I want to do is try and get him into a slightly better spot. Although, admittedly, with that height, I would probably move him over to fullback. I do prefer taller center backs, so, I mean, obviously, as if that's not fairly obvious, but the fact that Wilson at 6'6" and Liam O'Leary at 6'5" were my 2 main center backs this past season. So we'll go ahead and train up Galliano as much as we can, and I think for the hell of it, is there anybody else who was really close? Medved was pretty close to upgrading, so we'll see if we can get him there as well. I'm not sure how much action there will be in this episode, per se. There is a lot to do, and like I said, we still have scouting reports coming in. I don't know how this is going to go. There's just a lot to do, a lot to worry about, a lot of management. We'll see how it goes, but I'm very excited. Looking at the layout that I have for the team heading into the next season, I'm not going to say that, we're guaranteed to be going up, straight to the championship after this next season, but perhaps there's an outside chance as we do get a transfer offer for Hans Arvidsson, one of the players that we are looking to move out. He's 20 years old and only a 61. We certainly have better options than that. We will look to sell him on to a Chinese club. Now, here's the thing, of course, money for us isn't really all that valuable in this situation. It's more, God, I really didn't want to have to, I'm not even going to bother deleting these, they'll disappear in time. It's more an issue, of course, if we can use that money to bring in better scouts, as if we need to find any better talent. We're already in a pretty goddamn ridiculous spot right now in terms of the talent that we have on the club to begin with, in terms of the talent we have in the youth academy, Horatio Sanchez will be someone we actually hold on to. Let's see if we can get him up to that next level at a 66. He does not go up. Galliano, though, up to a 55. Not bad. Not bad. We're in a spot now, too, with the way I have the team set up, the look that I have at the team. Not that I haven't been doing this, but we're going to be able to make sure, too, that we're not signing anybody that we don't necessarily need to sign. The beginning stages of just get as much talent onto this team, that's done. Now we're already at that point where, okay, now it's prioritizing. It's the best of the best, even signing players from the youth academy. That's how we're going to be handling it, as we have a transfer offer for Hugh Mitchell, one of our goalkeepers, who simply isn't going to make it. When you look at the goalkeeping situation, not only with the guys in the youth academy, but Clark, Jackson, and Dragicevic are our big three right now. Mitchell would have been about fourth on that list, but for goalkeepers, for me, 2 on roster, 1 out on loan in case of injury. It's pretty much all we need. So unfortunately for Hugh Mitchell, he just doesn't have that long-term future here. We'll see if we can move on from him now. We will be having our next reports from Peru, Denmark, and Cameroon coming up here, and they are here. We'll be intrigued to see how this goes. Arvidsson is gone, so there you go. Hans Arvidsson is the first guy to leave the team, and let me take him out of this whole Word document here for that. And let's see how the scouting reports go. Ewan Cooper in Denmark, Eric Lund will certainly not be good enough. Fredrik Jespersen will also not be good enough. Christopher Iversen and Jonas Johansson. Iverson's an interesting one, but considering we already have a full squad, I am not too worried. Although Mateo Cortez can be dropped. Is there anybody else? Octavio Cordoba can be dropped. They might be the only two. Dubkov isn't bad, but you know, I think we have to be a little bit more ruthless. We're going to drop Dubkov. We're not going to be signing him. Luthi will continue to take a look at. And Havel Burez, I think as well, we're going to have to drop. We have to be that ruthless. You need that ridiculously high ceiling. I'm not saying anyone whose main is under, you know, whose high-end potential's 90 or above, but it's almost to that point. Iverson will at least sign for now. I can't imagine he'll be around long-term, though. As we go to Peru, Leandro Bustos will not be signed. Ruben Sandoval will not be signed. Flavio Moyano will not be signed. Tito Arne will not be signed. And Eugenio Cabrera will be signed for the moment. And that brings us to Cameroon. Yusu, what would that be? Ayadama, I suppose? You're not being signed for numerous reasons. Babukar Dadjo, the daddy. We're not going to sign him, though. Yusu Dior will 100% be signed. He is a keeper, though, so a lot of pressure on him in terms of competition. Same for Moussa Faye. Also great. And Alpha Dadjo will be signed as well, but with some of that goalkeeping talent, I don't like the chances. Saavedra is going to have to go. I hate to do that, but I think Saavedra is going to have to go. We'll sign Dadjo, and Malik Haba will be dropped for now. So like I said, those early stages, Season 1 into Season 2 of just signing everybody, those days are certainly gone. It's now optimizing, it's prioritizing, and it's trying to build as strong of a roster as we possibly can. The pressure is on to not go right back up, as Il-song Ryu is another player that we're going to be looking to move on from. He gets an offer from a Chinese club, I do believe, and he will be on the way out. Hopefully not bad, 19 years old and a 63, but when we have someone like Luna, who's 18 and a 65, when you have someone like Morgan, who's 17 and only 1 overall point weaker, there are just people higher up than him on the depth chart right now. And like I said, I don't want people just sitting around on the roster doing nothing. That's really what we're trying to avoid. We're only going to have the players on roster that we really need, with a couple of prospects here and there, loaned out, who can still develop and, you know, have that pressure there. As Mitchell is gone. So Mitchell is another guy off the books. We're down to just 5 keepers as Galliano wants out. So there you go. Had a good feeling with him being 17. Again, Mitchell's gone. Sip is returning from injury, and we do get a loan offer for Patrick Cox, who is a right back. He's a left back, but he's right-footed. We'll be playing him at right back. We'll go ahead and accept that. The plan is for him to be loaned out. Interesting that Galliano already wants out. I was hoping I could get him up to a higher level before then. He's a 55 at 17 years old. With that potential, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think we bring him on and potentially look to loan him out, but it's not ideal in the slightest. Let me just mark this dude down here. This is a lot of stuff that I'll do normally off video, but there's really no sense for the sake of jump cuts in this one, at least. I think just because of that high-end talent, we'll look to bring him in. We'll look to sign him and loan him out. You could argue that keeping him and training him up would be the better way to go, but just because of that crazy high potential, he'll be one that we try to loan out. What his long-term future is on the team, I don't know, but hopefully he ends up getting loaned out. I think I'll still focus on trying to build him up in the interim while we wait for a loan offer, but he has signed. As we have another bout of training to focus on, he'll be the main focus. Is there anybody else who is close to going up a point? Arvidsson, who I'm pretty sure I just sold. Did that not go through already? That's really weird. I could have sworn that went through. I know the offer went through for the keeper. Let's see. Like Davies, for example, who I believe we are actually keeping. We are. So we're going to be looking to loan him out. But right now we have actually very few options in terms of general CDM depth. We have Altonen, we have Cordoba, and we have a guy by the name of Bailey, who's a 61 overall. Altonen and Cordoba are the big two. It really does depend on whether or not we want to have a formation with 1 or 2 CDMs as far as how many we carry. But even then, we don't have the best options right now. So we will continue onward. Ryu has been sold, and the loan offer for Cox has fallen apart, which isn't all that surprising. So Ryu is also off the team as we continue to look to move on from some of these players. It's a damn shame, but it has to happen. I like seeing the Liverpool badge this late, not after their loss recently, but, we don't have to talk about that. Garcia, Alex Garcia, who is another mid-right wing. We'll be looking to move on from him now that he's 20. Again, just some players who are a little bit higher up on the totem pole. A lot of offers from Chinese clubs, though. I'm kind of interested in how that's going to work out, especially with that being a new addition to the game. Very intrigued to see here, too, if it's Liverpool and Barcelona in the Champions League final. So the monthly report's fine. We are absolutely on track. The board can calm down. I just won the league. I demand a parade, literally because we won the league and just in general, in my honor. I've pulled off a miracle here. Cut me some slack. Bartos, close to going up. Anderson, though, is who we're going to focus on. He is going to be the starting left mid / left wing on the team. Galliano up to a 57. Not bad. Not bad at all. And again, I think Galliano will more than likely, he'll more than likely be played as a left back or right back. Where is he? There he is. Let's see. You are a lefty, low high work rates. Yeah, I think with that height, I would much prefer to play him as a left back. And he's such an interesting case where I didn't plan on carrying multiple left backs in terms of being loaned out, but he's the right way to go in that regard. No other emails to worry about. Good. We have the end of June to get to before we get the transfer over to the start of next year. Let's see if we can loan out Patrick Cox yet again. That would be ideal. And I'm hoping to get more offers for some of these players we need to get off of this team. There are still a lot of them. as the loan offer is falling apart. Garcia is on his way out, though. Alex Garcia, we will see you later. And Galliano, we get a loan offer for. Hobro, I don't know where is that. I mean, I would guess Sweden, Norway, perhaps. But we'll see if we can loan him out. We have a little bit more training to attend to, and I'm very intrigued to see how these final scouting reports go from, Peru, Cameroon, and Denmark. Abelovsky is someone who we are looking to move on from. Surprisingly, Bartos, someone else we're looking to move on from. A little bit too much competition there, and we just really can't focus on it. I mean, we could train them up and then sell them, or we could just sell them now. It's like, just get rid of them. Get rid of the clutter. Park, someone else we're looking to get rid of. Ryu still showing up. Again, is that a glitch, or what the hell is happening? These aren't loan offers. These are full-time transfers. Let's go ahead and get Teemu Aaltonen up to that next level. He is the starting CDM heading into this next season. Like I said, I can just look at this team, and I think the lowest overall starter is going to be like a 67. So we're looking really good. Not to mention what training and what development we'll continue to have into next season once we really start to focus on it. We get a loan offer for Dragicevic, which we will look to accept. It's a big deal for him, though, going to Malaga, going to La Liga in Spain. That could be a big step forward for him. I'd be a little bit worried about his play time, though. Galliano's moves falling apart, not surprising. Afrani, we will try to sell. Again, we've had so many good keepers already come through this academy. It's pretty ridiculous, but we'll see if he ends up being on the move. We get another loan offer for Galliano. Galliano, I suppose. See if we can move on from him. Hopefully, again, people were telling me, like, oh, okay, once there's an offer out, change it to, putting him on the transfer list and then accepting it, and it works. I tried it out a little bit. It wasn't perfect for me for some reason. Abelovsky. Again, hate to say it, but someone else who I'm going to look to move on from, unfortunately. And it's mainly due to Eklund and Luna on that right-hand side. There's just a bit too much competition right now. I mean, the midfield, obviously, as Dragicevic has been loaned out. Barcelona wins the Champions League. Galliano was not loaned out. And Afrani has been sold, so we can take Afrani off of the list. He is no longer on this team. Dragicevic has been loaned out, ideally, so we only have one more goalkeeper to get rid of right now. And in terms of these updates, what do we have? Hamadou Ediama, out of Cameroon, will not be signing you. Amadou Dangbo, the Dangbo. Let's call him Dangbo. Hamed Omponsa, who will not be signed. Czech Wata will not be signed. Himorano, no, what are these names? And wow, Cameroon, gigantic swing and a miss for us. Carter in Peru, Alicio Villalba. It's not going to happen. Too much competition. Palacio Cano. Let me try it again. Would it be Placido? Placido Cano will definitely be signed. Bruno Morales will not be. Benito Ponce will not be. Bruno Cardenas will be signed, but my God, that overall is threatening to be extremely low. Is there anybody that we're looking to get rid of here? Anybody at all? So, Silvio Graniero, I think we're going to drop. Danilo Segura, we're going to drop. Is there anybody else? Christopher Iverson out of Denmark. Luthi can stay. And Dadjo, Alpha Dadjo, great name, but will not be staying. So let's go ahead and sign Cardenas for the moment. And then Tomas Cortez will be let go of. And then Ewan Cooper, my favorite, finds Jacob Iverson in Denmark, not ideal. Albin Holm will not be signed. Marius Holm will not be signed. And Nikolai Johansson will be, just because we have a spot for the moment. Let's keep going. We are almost there, almost to the beginning of a new calendar year, technically. And I guess, that's right, they're still there because they're not going to be moving until the window's open. That makes sense. I keep forgetting, like, technically the window's not open, even though our season is done. You know what? I knew that, but I'm going to blame the fact that I'm trying to make sure I don't screw anything up. Because it is far too easy right now for me to screw something up in terms of accidentally perhaps getting rid of the wrong person, and signing someone I don't want to sign, and, just cutting someone out of the youth academy I don't want to get rid of. There's a lot of pressure, damn it, as Abelovsky has been sold. You're welcome, board. So Abelovsky is gone. Park is the last right mid, right wing that we need to get rid of. As Dortmund won the Europa League. But there we go. Stepan Abelovsky. He is gone. Unfortunately, a decent player, but we just don't have the space right now. Right now, again, it's all about running a solid first team and second team, trying to really push for success in, outside of the league competition, mainly. So Abelovsky and Bartos, we don't have to worry about improving, nor do we need to worry about Ryu. Park's going to be on the way out. Eklund could be afforded some time. Cardenas is a 38. I'm not going to put time into him. It's going to take him way too long to develop. Max Wilson is somebody who's going to be moved out. Is there anybody else here that makes sense? Berezovsky, Kelly. Let's improve Toby Kelly. Mainly, man, look at that ball control. Let's look to improve your shooting stats, Mr. Kelly, because you're looking like an absolute monster offensively. He was patrolling the midfield for us last year, just in a normal setup, not particularly offensive or defensive. As more training is set up, and we have reached the end of the line. The final day of June, we'll get ready to take a look at every other league around before the crazy amount of loading and a jump cut that will be necessary. As Kelly's up to a 69, say it with me now, 3, 2, 1, nice. As Galliano doesn't make it up to a 59, but he is quite close to that mark. Let's take a look, or I should still be able to look at everything, right? Please, even if it's not a competition I was in, let me double check, because I tried to stop at one extra day. Okay, good. So the FA Cup goes to Liverpool. Hooray! Beating Manchester United. I'm quite happy about that, in case you couldn't tell. Carabao Cup goes to Chelsea, 2-0 over Everton in the final. Checkatrade Trophy goes to Gillingham on penalties, 4-3 over MK Dons. The League 2 playoffs, it'll be Mansfield Town that go up as well. They beat Accrington on penalties. The European International Cup, the UEFA Super Cup went to PSG at the beginning of the year. As I hope that trigger press went through. Let me hit it again. Champions League goes to Barcelona, 2-1 over Bayern. They beat Real Madrid to get there, and Bayern beat Man City. Let's get over to the Europa League. We do know that Dortmund won it. It's just a matter of how it takes a little bit to load all those logos now, doesn't it? 3-2 over Villarreal. So there you go. It was Villarreal over Lyon and Dortmund over Celta Vigo. And that is pretty much it. Confederations Cup, England and Brazil, the third place match. And that's that. So there you go. Your full look at what happened around the world. We'll hit end of season review. You couldn't be happier. You're damn right. I'll see you in a few moments at the beginning, technically, of season 4. So here we are, July of 2021. A look at the league table before things really start off. Some of the teams that we are up against. Birmingham, Blackpool, Bolton, all going to be tough competition. Charlton Athletic as well. It is not going to be an easy league to come out of this year. No matter how much confidence I have in our team, it's gonna be tough. It's going to be very, very tough. But we'll see what we can do. We have one training session before we see a max exodus from our squad. And I think for the moment, we're going to just bump up Declan Clark. We'll look to bump up Jackson. Now, I do know that both Clark and Jackson need to have their contracts renewed. They are not the only ones. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out in terms of, I know we have a decent amount financially due to winning the league. That was really where I felt kind of pressured, as Elliot Roberts is 100% staying on this team, so we can train him up. That's where I felt, I think, the most pressure in terms of having to win the league, is that extra money from doing so is going to be so extremely helpful in keeping some of the players on this squad that we might have had trouble affording otherwise. Like, we have some players on our team who should be a league or two higher than where we are right now and expect to be paid as such. So in terms of being able to afford them and paying them, there was that pressure of winning the most money possible, certainly that pressure of going up. And we'll see how this all plays out. The good thing is, if we want to talk specifically about Clark and Jackson, we do have some goalkeepers, of course, within the youth academy that could quickly be trained up. Maybe not to outright replace Clark, who again is 18, 19 years old and a 77 overall. Like, that's going to be very tough for us to replace. And one could argue he is the big reason as to why we're here right now. But we'll see how it goes. As you see the inbox piling up from all the players who will be leaving this squad, and we will handle any potential contract re-signings here in a moment. The preseason tournament, we'll just go to the big one here. We'll go to the big one in Norway, try to get the most money possible. We've actually done quite well when it comes to preseason tournaments. And I think perhaps, unfortunately, the first thing, we actually can't worry about the upgrade in the youth staff yet. We have to make sure we re-sign everybody. I was going to go for that. But, yeah, see, there you go. The max exodus has begun, including Kelly, who's out on loan, who we're actually going to be immediately recalling back, which isn't anything out of the ordinary, I would say. So, Dragicevic is out on loan. Abelovsky is still loan listed. Jackson's not going anywhere. Clark isn't going anywhere. But they need new contracts, and for that reason, let's try to take care of that. The one hope here with someone like a Declan Clark is that he tells me how much he wants to be paid, because there's a big-time chance that I could undervalue what he's looking for, and he could just walk away and refuse to sign a contract, or I could overpay for him. He wants to be a crucial player, which is fine. He is guaranteed to be the top dog on this team. 5-year contract. He wants a 3-year deal. We'll be able to counter with a 4-year. Money-wise, oh boy, we got the release clause disregarded. Oh, God. For a 77 overall. He was making $580 a week. Is $5K enough of a jump? I don't think it is. Just don't get offended. Don't get offended. Don't get offended. Yes, okay, I'll take it. Is that overpaying him? Perhaps, but I really couldn't risk it otherwise. So, I don't know. I feel okay about that. And if anything, that helps set the bar. So if a 77 overall keeper is only looking for $5K a week, we should be okay. And if we continue to improve, I mean, he's worth $9.5 million. We're paying him $5K a week. It balances out. I don't think that's too bad, especially when we had about $7 million to work with in terms of the transfer budget. So I'll take it. Declan Clark will be on this team for the next 4 years or so. He's English as well, so he won't be able to pull the, "Oh, I'm homesick, can you please sell me" card. And that'll lead us to negotiations with Max Jackson next. Again, I just really don't know, as the dog just loves knocking stuff over. I don't even know if that picked up on the mic. I really don't know. Now, I knew Jackson would want a crucial role, but I really don't know if we overspent that much on Clark. I suppose you can't really say we did overspend. Now, Jackson's obviously going to be pissed when he doesn't get to play that crucial first team time, but the better we do in tournaments, the more he'll get to play. Okay, money-wise, how does $2.5 grand per week sound? Is that too low? Yep, that is too low. Okay, so Max Jackson is going to want out. That's not a terrible thing. I believe we'll have another chance to renegotiate. Now, here's the thing, right? The big one was Clark. we can let go of Jackson at the end of the year for free. Dragicevic will be good enough to replace him. Dragicevic is good enough to replace him now. And then we have one of our numerous goalkeepers in the system that could replace Dragicevic as being the project who goes out on loan. So we're fine. We still have Jackson for the rest of the year, and Declan Clark is our number one, who isn't going anywhere. Kovac, we are blocking all offers for. He's going to be the second team right back. Johannesson, we're blocking offers for. He's going to be the second team center back. O'Leary, of course, is one of our first center backs, as is Josh Wilson. Andreas Ferreras is going to be going out on loan. Actually, in fairness, I was going to have him go out on loan, but with us trying to prop up Galliano, it might not be the worst idea to try and sell him on. I think that's what we're going to do. Galliano is just an interesting one where we should try to get it to work. So we're actually going to try to sell Ferreras, which kind of sucks, but Weber and Nedved are the other two there that I'm looking at to run at left back, and they're better. So we'll try to let Ferreras go. Archie Kelly is going to be one of our second team center backs as well, so we need to look to re-sign him at a 64 overall. I'm going to be intrigued to see how these negotiations go. Hopefully we can make this work. Roll at the club. How does rotation sound? Because that's what you're looking at here. Perfect. All right. 2-year deal. So again, we'll be able to counter for a 3, and he'll accept that. Beautiful. No release clause. He does want a release clause of 2.4 mil. I'll accept it just to have the negotiations go through. That's fine. So for anybody who doesn't know, he's only looking for $950 a week, an appearance and a signing bonus. If any club wants to try and sign him, all they have to do is pay us $2.45 million, and they have the rights to negotiate with the player. So we really don't have that much security in keeping him long term, especially as he continues to develop, but he's too good to pass up now. We are able to re-sign him. Mario Manolic is someone who we're going to be looking to sell, so I'm not going to worry too much about re-signing him anyway. I'm not going to re-sign him and then try to sell him because I don't really care about the money. I just want him off the team. So we'll see what happens with Manolic. Weber is shaping up to be potentially our starting left back, him or Medved. He also needs a new contract. This is going to be rough. But let's see what we can do here. Hopefully, too, throughout competitions during the season, we can do well and earn a bit more money. He wants rotation, which is fine. He could actually ask for more, and I would have accepted that. We still have $12 million. It's not bad. 3-year deal. We'll counter for 4 for old Torben Weber. And let's see. Disregard the release clause. They want $1,200 a week. We can do that. No problem. So Torben Weber is back as well. Galliano, loan listed, obviously. Mason Morgan, we're going to be looking to sell. Obvious situation here, much like with Manolic, where if he, ends up being sold, cool. If not, and he leaves on a free, that's fine. He was one of our first big signings, and I wish it worked out a little bit better for him, but it is what it is. Wright is shaping up to be our starting right back, and thankfully does not need a new contract. Harrison Wright is good to go. We have Patrick Cox, who we're trying to loan out. Ed Richardson is one of the guys we're actually looking to loan out. He's our project center back, so we do need to look to re-sign him for the moment. So the center back core is O'Leary, Wilson, Johannesson, Kelly, and we're going to look to loan out Richardson. And we'll see what we can do here. Squad roll. How's sporadic sound? Does that work for you? Perfect. And let's see, what else? Let's go 5-year deal, see what he thinks. He wants, okay, we'll get 4 out of that. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Eddie Richardson, disregard the release clause, and then wage-wise, $900. $900 a week should suffice, hopefully. Wants 1,000 with a 9K signing bonus. Perfect, thank you very much. So Richardson has been re-signed. Medved doesn't need a new offer. Of course, he's going to be our starting left back, potentially, him or Weber. Altonen, thankfully, doesn't need a new deal. Sean Bailey does. So we'll try to re-sign Sean Bailey. I could have taken care of all of this off-screen, but it is what it is, I suppose. Bailey, you get to be sporadic. What do you think? That's perfect. 3-year deal, so we'll get him signed up for 4. So really the only thing I'm worried about right now is not re-signing Jackson and having the 1 release clause. Aside from that, negotiations have gone about as well as I was hoping for. 900 a week. Oh my god, 10 million a week. No. 900 a week. That is that. What do you think? Is that good? 1K a week, signing bonus and an appearance bonus. That's fine. We can do that. We can do that. As long as they don't walk away from the table being pissed off, I'm happy. Cordoba is going to be on this team as well this season. He and Altonen, the future in terms of defensive midfielders for us. So really, it's those 3. Kelly, oh, this could be a rough one. In terms of an attacking midfielder, he is our best at the moment alongside Sip. So I'm a tad bit nervous about how this could go with Toby Kelly. We know that 5K is probably a bit much. We're going to give him... Let's go for important. He might counter with crucial. Alright, important works. How many years? Let's look for 5. Toby, what are you thinking here? Okay, 3-year deal's not bad. 3-year deal isn't bad. That works. Disregard release clause. Of course, for the big money players, they make me be the one to send out an offer. He's so important to us, I'm going to go 5K might be too much. But 2.5 was too low for a 72 player. I'm going to go 3.5 a week. And hopefully he doesn't walk away pissed off. Please? Okay, I'll do it. That's fine. I just figured, a 5K might have been too much, but 2.5 wasn't enough for a 72 keeper. That 3.5, could work. I mean, granted, I might only be paying him a K more per week than maybe he deserves. Maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. I'm good with that. And again, 19 years old, a 69 overall. He is a very crucial part of this team. Brandon Davies, we're looking to loan out. He's not exactly the best option right now, but we'll still look to re-sign him as well. We have so many members of this team that we're looking to re-sign. Let's see what we can do here. Still wants the role of prospect. That's fine. What else? Let's see if we can go 5-year deal for Brandon here. Only wants a 2. Again, we'll counter with the 3. The countering with 1 year more than what they're looking for always seems to work. Wants 1K a week, which is excessive, but I'm willing to do it, at least until we get a better CDM option in line. Max Wilson is somebody that we're trying to move on from. So again, I don't care if the contract expires. Same thing for Max Edwards. So we'll see what happens there. Alexander Eklund is looking like our starting right mid, right wing. So he is going to need a new deal. So we'll go ahead and try to have this get all sorted out. Like I said, I wasn't sure what this episode would consist of. And as it stands now, I don't know if we're even going to begin the season, but when there was this much to change, this much to show as far as what's going on with this club, it had to be done, I suppose. Let's go 3 years with Eklund. So that's good. Wants a $4.4 million release clause. We have no choice but to accept that if we want to re-sign him here. Wants 1.7 a week. Yeah, so we might have gone way overboard otherwise. We avoided signing bonuses and goal bonuses, but there we go. Eklund is back, but he is now our second player that could be taken at pretty much any time. Ove Anderson, I know someone told me how to pronounce that the right way, but regardless, Anderson, key member of this team, starting left mid. Reese Park, someone that we're trying to move on from. I know he's a 65 overall, 20 years old, but that just kind of goes to show Eklund is ahead of him on the depth chart, as is Luna, who is the same overall, but 20, as opposed to being 20, he's 2 years younger. So Reese Park, if he goes, so be it. Luna stays on this team. Sam Cox is someone that we are trying to sell. Liam Clark is loan listed, as he should be. Sip is going nowhere unless this contract negotiation doesn't work out. Again, another crucial member. You look at the midfield. Kelly, Morgan, Sip, all 68s. Berezovsky is a 67. Our midfield, in terms of an attacking sense, is insane. As we'll have Sip be important. Does he want crucial? All right, important works. 2-year deal. That's not bad. My one concern with Sip is that he's had a couple of injuries already. But we'll see what happens. Disregard the release clause. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to go 3K a week and see what he says. Perfect. Okay, so we might be overpaying a little bit, but he's going to hit any bonuses we try to sign him to. Berezovsky goes nowhere. Jay Morgan, another crucial member, needs to be re-signed. Now 20 years old. It's all of those guys from the first season now that are having their contracts come up. So it's interesting as we try to keep a hold of them. As let's see, Morgan, how long are you looking to stay for? Let's go 5 years. He wants 3, so we'll get him on 4. It's a pretty good compromise. I'll take that for one of our key players. Release clause, we'll disregard it. And then in terms of a wage, same thing, just 3K a week. And we'll see if that's enough to have it be accepted. He wants 3.7. Ooh, okay, so with how much more he's asking for, I'm lucky he didn't walk away. I'll take it. Which proves to me that I didn't exactly overspend to a drastic level previously. Mason, we are trying to sell. Billy Shaw, we're trying to loan out, but he does need a new contract as well. So let's look to sign him up. We are almost through this team. Almost. I knew there'd be a lot with this, so that's why I didn't promise anything. Shaw would be technically someone we're looking to loan out. I'm going to try to get him on sporadic. That works. In terms of years, we'll go 5, which he only wants 2. Counter with the lovely 3. And let's see, what else do we have here? It doesn't want a release clause, that's fine. And financially, we are going to have to offer him, how does 1K a week sound? Just don't get offended by that. Wants 1.3 with an 11K signing bonus, we got it. We got it. So Shaw, welcome back again. I'll try to loan you out so you can get some first team time. Moritz Meyers going nowhere, but this is the other big contract. This is it right here. Like, this is the main event of the episode. Moritz Meyers contract negotiations. And can we avoid this? He's making $4,601 per week. $1 whole. Let's go 5 years. Moritz, what do you say? 4 years for Moritz Meyer. I like that. I like that a lot. Anything about a release clause? No release clause. That's good. Please send me the offer. Send me the offer. Damn it. 5K a week with a 20K signing bonus because I'm too afraid I'm going to lose you for nothing. I can't afford to lose you. Okay, he wants 5.3 per week with a $59,000 signing bonus and a goals bonus. We'll do that. We'll do that. Moritz, you are staying here. You're going nowhere. You're the face of this franchise. Moritz Meyer's been re-signed. Ewan Morgan, we're obviously looking to loan out. He needs to be signed as well. This is crazy. I didn't expect this many players to be out of contract at the end of the season. It's ridiculous. Sporadic role for Morgan. That's fine. Let's see. Our transfer budget, you can see in the top left-hand corner, still looking pretty good. The wage budget, obviously, it gets kind of moved around. But we're looking good right now on that front in terms of having the money to pull this off, which I'm very happy about. Disregard release clause. Wants $1,100 a week. We'll do that. Morgan, welcome back. And then again, hopefully you get loaned out. Kelly is going to be recalled for pretty much nothing. And we'll block offers on him. He's a go-to for us. Sanchez. Horatio Sanchez will be staying. We are going to try to loan him out, but he needs a new contract as well. My God. All right. Let's see. Wants to be rotation. That's fine, even though I'm going to loan you out. 3-year deal. Also not bad. Apparently I'm doing these negotiations with my twin brother, by the way. Let's see. Disregard release clause. And wage-wise, let's go $1,500 a week. See what he says. He wants $1,900 a week, a signing bonus, and an appearance bonus. I can do that. So there we go. Horacio Sanchez will be staying. And the final two, we have Elliot Roberts, who is going to be on the second team left wing, left mid spot. So he needs a new contract. Tell me if you've heard that before. Jesus, this is going to be a marathon episode for sure. Let's go rotation, see what he says. I imagine that's what he wants. Wants to be important. Buddy, yeah, you're important. Shit, we might have to play him over Anderson. That could be rough in terms of balancing this out. But we'll get him on a 4-year deal. There's a chance he could jump Anderson. Anderson and he and Anderson the same age. Anderson's 2 overall points better though. For the love of God, send me the offer, please. Send me the offer. Yes. We'll accept that. No problem. No problem. And the final man is Bartos, who has been transfer listed. So there we go. That is a full look at the team. We still have players that we're looking to loan and sell out, but we have everybody who is important to us signed for now, which is a huge, huge relief. We do have a tournament game coming up here. I think what I'm going to do, because we do have, as our transfer budget's been increased, depending on what these emails are, I think I'm going to sim. You know what? We can keep it live, I guess. Maybe. Ooh. There we go. Not bad. Richardson and Sip want to play. I will see you guys in a week's time on this game for our final scouting reports from Peru, Denmark, and Cameroon. And from there, that's where we'll end the episode, because I got to make sure some players actually get some playing time here in this preseason tournament. As Dele Alli went to Man United. What a loser. Now, the good news as we wrap up this episode is that we have made it to the semifinal of the preseason tournament. We also have our final reports here from, again, Cameroon, Denmark, and Peru. So let's see who we have found, if anybody, that will be joining our already stacked youth academy. And so far, we are 0 for 2. Tobias Mogensen's not bad, but we're going to make that 0 for 3. And Simonson's not too bad either, but that's going to be 0 for 4. So Denmark, I'm actually not sure how many we have left from that area, if any, in the youth academy. Rodolfo Carvajal will not be brought in. Giorgio Maldonado, or, yeah, Gregorio would it be? Regardless, will not be brought in. Alicio Cuesta will be signed. Jose Nunez will not. Isidoro Morales will not be signed. And Vasco Velasquez. So we have 2 new additions from Peru. And our final report from Cameroon, Damani Diakaba will not be signed. We also don't have any free spots left, so I'm kind of hoping we don't have anybody here. We'll find out, though. Hamidou Konare will not be signed. Seydou Loum will not be signed. Youssou Luoa will not be signed. Idrissa Luoa and Cheku Kereku, hell of a name, will not be signed. So there we go. Those are the final reports from those 3 nations. Let's go ahead, especially now that we know we have everybody re-signed. The transfer budget is still looking good as well. Let's go ahead and see if we can get an upgrade on Ewan Cooper. I hate to say it. I hate to see him go. But let's see if there is an upgrade available. And there is, in the form of 5-star Andrew Kennedy. So there we go. We have a 5-star, 5-star, 4-star, 5-star, and a 4-star, 4-star scout. We're not going to look to bring in anybody else right now or upgrade anywhere else. We're good for the moment. So that said, I have 5 nations to choose between in terms of where we go next. And I think I know what I want to do. So Andrew Kennedy, we're going to have 1 scout in every region of the world, essentially. We are going to first go to New Zealand. We are going to New Zealand for the next 3 months to begin the next episode. Thomas Walsh will be going, and it's kind of a tough one, but Thomas Walsh will be going to We're going to go Bolivia. We're going to go Bolivia. I was contemplating between one or the other. We're going to go to Bolivia, and Jamie Carter will be going to Egypt, and will hopefully be able to find us the next Mohamed Salah. So there you go. Our scouts are set up. The team is just about set up as well. Of course, we're still looking to move on from a few players here and there. I am going to be playing the second team. This is the second team at the moment. Here's what the team looks like. That is our second team. This is our first team heading into this new season. I'm excited to see what we can do. Let's sim this match here. Can the second team get us into a final? We're going to have to go through an undefeated side to do so. I don't like our chances. 3-2-1, and we lost 3-1. So we are unfortunately bounced from that preseason tournament. Each team, first and second, managed to play at least 2 games, though. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. As we get a loan offer for Billy Shaw, hopefully that will go through. We have another loan offer for Patrick Cox. Hopefully that will go through. We ended up taking home $1.5 million on that deal with the tournament, so it's not too bad. We are set up and looking pretty damn good heading in to this next episode, and as we look to begin our 4th season with the Rovers, as Sam Cox has been sold. He was a midfield option we were trying to get rid of, so he is gone, thankfully. But an offer for Mason Morgan's been retracted. There were a couple that must not have gone through. And 2 loan deals for Patrick Cox have fallen through. I do want to get us up to the day as far as getting the season started, just because there might be some other late offers to go through here. Boleslav Bartos has been sold. Tough move to do, but he is gone. Mason Morgan. Okay, so I did accept an offer from Morgan. He's on the way out, and we have another loan deal for Patrick Cox. So we have some players who are continuing to leave the club. Right now it looks like we only have 4 or 5 players left that I have on the transfer list that we're looking to move out. So we're looking good. For the moment, scouting will remain, or not scouting, but training will remain the same over the next week or two until we end up being good to go for the start of the season, and then we'll start focusing on players in particular, trying to round out the squad as best we can. I still think I'm going to take that method of training those who are close to progressing as it is. Cox won't be loaned out. Billy Shaw has been loaned out. Max Edwards we can hopefully sell. And we also have an offer for Reese Park. Hate to see him go as well, but those are 2 of the final few players that we're looking to move on from. So like I said, we're going to sim up to the first day of the season, and we'll end it from there. We'll see what kind of changes happen, if any other changes happen at this point. We also get an offer for Reese Mason. So those final few players may, in fact, be leaving the club, which opens up more spots for us to potentially sign players coming out of the youth academy. Max Edwards and Reese Park are both gone. So Park was the last right wing, right mid that we had to let go of. Edwards also on the way out. So we're looking good in terms of clearing out space. We also get an offer for Horatio Sanchez. It shouldn't be a transfer offer for him, though. It should be a loan offer. So I'm going to have to go double check that. That should be a loan offer for him and not an outright transfer offer. So see, that is what I was afraid of, is potentially making a mistake like that, although it's not as if we don't have the players in the youth academy to replace somebody if I were to potentially get rid of them. Yeah, he's loan listed, so I'm going to remove him from the loan list and then re-add him, and hopefully none of those other offers come through. That would really suck to find out that I magically sold somebody who I didn't mean to sell. That would actually be devastating, as we have another loan offer for Patrick Cox. Let's hope that that goes through. This episode's going to be over an hour for sure. Probably already is. So sorry for that if hour-long marathons aren't your thing, but this is a rarity. I don't think we're going to have another kind of spring cleaning episode like this where we just have to move out a ridiculous amount of players anytime soon. That was this was bound to happen once we, ended up getting promoted and, of course, had to optimize, as this will be an offer from Rockdale for Abelovsky, the goalkeeper. Interesting. He will definitely come back to haunt us, as they, of course, I believe, were promoted as well. Loan move rejected. We get an offer for purchasing Max Wilson, which is on point. We'll see if he can go. It's actually taking a tad bit longer to make it to the 31st. We're on our way, though. I believe that's Notts County, as Mason has been sold. There we go. Reese Mason is on the way out. I believe he was the only Mason on the team. Thank God he was. We also get an offer for Manolich. So we have a Wilson to sell and a Manolich, and Abelovsky as well. So we only have 3 players left, and there is already an offer, I believe, out for all 3 of them, indeed. So we could have somehow managed to sell every single player that I was hoping to get rid of, which is pretty damn nice, as Abelovsky is off to Rochdale, so that's good. The goalkeeping situation is settled. Wilson is gone, so the midfield situation is just about settled. And Ferreras is actually the other guy, so there was one other. We'll try to sell him to Melbourne City, send him down to Australia. So we only have a few others. And then, of course, there are some players who I'm still desperately trying to loan out. But that brings us to the first game of a new season against Notts County. Again, you've seen the team. We're looking good in terms of our goals for this season. In terms of making profit from the Youth Academy player sales, I mean, we're getting there, but who really cares? Sign a crucial first-team player. I could cheat to do that if necessary by signing a free agent and then just immediately releasing them. And our goal is to win the league. Will we be able to secure back-to-back promotions? I doubt it. But that is the objective. As we take a look at the Youth Academy, we have the likes of Solomon Galliano, who's looking pretty damn good. Thomas Lund is looking very good. Placido Cano also looking quite good. Montadon looking like a beast. Cabrera, we'll have to wait and see. Bruno Cardenas will be let go of. That's way too low of an overall for him to ever make it. And then we have Salim Boudouani, who, again, for a goalkeeper, is looking great, but we have such a logjam of talent there. Tomas Arnay is a monster, and we could sign him relatively soon. Just in general, this Youth Academy is still absolutely stacked. Hansen I might get rid of as well. It's a little bit low of an overall, but there you see just the absurd amount of talent that we still have within the system. Guys, that will finally do it for this one. I thank you very much for joining me on this journey thus far. Again, in the next episode, we begin our 4th season at the helm of the club. Whether or not we can somehow manage to get back-to-back promotion, we will find out. Looking forward to any feedback, and again, let me know down in the comments below nations where we should look to scout. I will hopefully remember to have the list of nations that we've already scouted listed below so you know where we've already been. Until next time, you know the deal. Support the video, support the channel, the likes, the commenting, the subscribing, the clicking the bells, doing what you have to do to make sure YouTube lets you know when I've uploaded a video. Check out everything in the description if you have not already. And until next time, I love your face. I do. Because I'm the Philip DeFranco 24 here. I'll see you guys next time.